Can you feel it in the air? The atmosphere before the thunder. Can you hear it all around? It's the sound of kingdom coming. Jesus, is it then sing? Come behold his glory.
If you've ever seen Left Behind as a kid, was anybody else saved to Left Behind? I was saved to Left Behind. This song takes me back to sitting in an Assemblies of God church watching Left Behind and being mortified. And so I need to get saved. I'm not saying the lyrics. I'm just saying the feeling.
You got the scary gospel?
Dude.
Oh, no.
In the best way, though.
Kirk Cameron, reach up if you're watching this.
Cameron?
We probably won't keep that.
Everybody that grew up in the 90s.
We probably won't keep that. But the next song we're going to talk about is Can You Hear It?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is, I'll go out on a limb. I'll say it is the most intense worship song I've ever heard in my life.
It is intense.
It's the most intense worship song in
It
the best way.
happens to you.
It happens to you.
It happens to you.
100%. The congregation, especially when we got into the like that whole, like they are hyped. The whole room front to back is jumping.
It's their first time hearing it.
Oh my gosh, they're going in like it's so good. So let's dive in.
Yeah.
This song,
I
it
love
just
this
blows
song.
me away. It's so cinematic.
Crazy.
That's the word I was looking for earlier.
It's so cinematic. Like
It's
it's like if
crazy.
Mad Max was saved.
Wow, what a great...
You know?
Yeah, that's great.
If Mad Max was saved,
You're saying the best
that's
things.
Can You Hear It?
The thing that always pops out in my brain about this song whenever I think about it is whenever we were in the writing session and David took off running around the house.
Yeah, David left.
That's my favorite memory of the write on this song.
He gone.
Out the front door.
Yeah.
The entire perimeter.
All the way around. Did you come through the back doors?
Came through the back door.
Yes.
Back to the piano.
Was it when John Mark started spitting out the verses? Yeah.
That's honestly probably the nuttiest ride I've ever been a part of.
It's yeah, same.
Nikki, you brought a bridge
Yeah.
and chorus idea.
Yeah. It was the last session of our retreat and we were all just like tired. I was like, well, I got something. And y'all just immediately caught on and started vibing with it. And I think you started playing the doom, 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 doom. You started to like build a space because I think the chorus by itself is kind of a regular worship song. Powerful, fine.
Yeah.
But when we started vibing on the verses, it was like, oh, dang.
If I remember correctly, so we got to the chorus relatively quick because you got the melody lyrics. We kind of just put chords to it, and we were already kind of getting this mic. It's just gonna be the song's gonna be kind of minor, I think. And literally, as I pressed the first minor chord, John Mark already started spitting out just like 1,000 insane lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like all from the book of Revelation. I'm like,
Yes.
what is? And I remember Christian Minion saying on the voice memo, like 10 seconds into it, saying, shut your mouth.
Yes. Shut your mouth. It was so crazy. That was a whole different level. And you know, like famously, your last rite of a camp, you're kind of like, okay, you're so tired and you don't put a lot of stock into it. And John Mark just took it to a new level. And I really believe that we have kept that last verse exactly what he started spitting.
Yeah.
Everything else we changed to have a flow. But that last verse after the bridge, can you see his eyes of fire blaze and burn through bitter darkness? On his head rest many crowns. The Prince of Peace has come for judgment. Can you see the him that healed, stained and dipped in righteous crimson? Can you see the seven seals now revealed by heaven's glory? I really believe that he just said that, and I don't think that section changed from what he said in a moment, spitting things out. And I remember even at the time being like, oh my gosh. Like, is it too much? No, it's not. The song is so hard to describe. And I couldn't tell you a lot of songs like it one of the most mind-blowing, exciting writing experiences. But then when we brought it here to Leonard, we were talking about just the intensity of it. He talked about how it's the great and terrible day of the Lord and kind of reflecting that sonically. And
Yeah.
and he did that.
He did that. Yeah. We can't really talk about this song without talking about Leonard because, gosh.
That guy can score a movie.
Yeah.
Literally
Yes.
just on the spot.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's kind of a nutcase, but
It's wild.
Well, and not only that, but I've had 2 conversations with Leonard in my whole life, and both of them, I think I walked away knowing the Bible better. Like he's
Yeah.
a theologian. Like he's just so incredibly in tune.
if you start to ask him like inspiration behind some of his sounds, he will start quoting scripture. It's like when he's playing sounds, like it's because I was thinking about in 2 Kings this, and that's what made me think about this sound. I'm like, oh gosh,
That's so cool.
like
Meanwhile, I'm like, I want something shimmery. The other thing that sticks out to me, because we had that pre-production day with you, Leonard, Nikki, and me, and we were over here kind of just doing early stuff. I think he had that filtered string ARP at the beginning. I laid down like even a demo electric, and then Nikki and I had to leave. And you sent what you and Leonard worked on the
You
rest
guys
of the
kept
day.
playing.
And I'll never forget what you said. You said, guys, I think we have a song here. And then you sent the demo, and we were like,
I was literally screaming.
what stuck out to you that day while you and Leonard were here kind of finishing out the rest of that song? Like, was there something that was different about that day? Or
to me, it's when we get to the bridge that starts down it's like super like soft, and it's a pretty line. And I'm gonna say we came up with that
That day.
day 1.
Yeah.
When we were writing it.
Yeah, John Mark loved
But
that.
when we get out of the bridge and go major, and it wasn't until we all got together that it was probably Leonard, because if any idea was a good idea, I'm just gonna say.
Yeah.
It was Leonard. He's like, yeah, you can take that line and just change it around the major, and then getting into that verse
yeah.
where it's just the cymbal wash.
Yeah.
And he's doing the piano and the guitars, and I'm just like, that's what makes me want to pick up a sword and be like,
Yes.
I'm gonna fight somebody.
Yes.
Totally.
I feel so dangerous
Yes.
right now. Anyways, that entire section,
Yes.
Great.
the vamps getting into that verse. I'm like,
Yeah.
good Lord. Oh, I was gonna ask, how did the flags come about?
That's such a valid question. I've been on a flag journey that I still don't understand, but I know that the Lord is taking me on a journey. Last year during worship, I would be done with worship and I'd come to the back and I would be joking. I'd be like, for the first time in my life, I wish I had a flag. But like that feeling, it didn't go away. And I was like, what is this, Lord? Why am I feeling this way? And then we wrote this song and it was like, I don't know why. I really want a flag. And you're like, I used to be the flag
I feel like
boy.
I was the only one that was on board with you.
Yeah,
I feel
you
that
were
way
like,
too.
yes.
You guys were really into the flags.
But even then I was like, I don't know what this means. But you used to be like,
When I was like 10 years old, I used to do flags at the church, and I was so good. God, you don't even know.
there's something about Open the Gates and this song that's so militant. And so I just kind of started looking in the Bible about moments that flags were being used. And then Pastor Amy said that this album is heraldic. And so I've been going down a rabbit hole of like heralds in the Bible. And there's this one verse that's like, put it on a tablet and make it plain and like run with this word of the Lord. Heralds are designed to run with the message of the Lord. It's not their own message. They are anointed to take this message out. And so I just had this feeling that I did not understand, but I was like, I think I need a flag for this. And so with the help of media and creative, we started looking into flags.
Thanks, yo.
Up until 2 days before we actually recorded the album, we were like, I don't know if this is going to work. If this is cheesy, we won't do it. We'll all come into agreement on how this moment makes us feel. But I think Rashad, who is so powerful.
UFC fighter.
We had him come out and just wave the flag that says Jesus on it. And I was bracing myself for us to all just be like, but something happened. Everybody agreed. Like, there's something on that moment of that happening. And so honestly, it's still something that I don't quite understand, but it was just like this odd obedience to do it. And it's a very powerful moment.
It is. And even like going through and editing all this stuff in post-production, when I'm like going through the crowds, the roar that happens on the flag moment in the crowds, because you can't hear that when we're on stage. I can't. And so to hear it in the crowds was like, whoa, this moment really resonated with people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, if you've ever, maybe I'm alone, but like in my walk with the Lord, there's a few moments where the only answer is just like a scream, like just let it out. And when you hit that moment in the song, that's what it feels like. We are just like, and you just let it all go. And then and that's what it felt like, because it was the last song of the album. And we do that and we end it. And it literally felt like the entire room, front to back, just, that was it.
Yeah.
It was, very powerful. I also have a memory of in rehearsal trying to get the flag moment down. And the first like 2 times that Rashad came out, he was waving it and hitting the choir mics.
Yeah.
The choir mics were doing this. I was like, if that happens,
this is gonna work.
Tanner, what's your favorite part of that song?
of that song,
Gotta be that drop.
honestly, my favorite part of that song, like if we're just talking about production details, people's tendency with drops, I feel like at least my tendency is to have the drop go all the way down and land on the note that the band is coming in on. But what Leonard did, and I don't know if it was you or Leonard, David, but whoever it was, that drop right before that last chorus comes all the way down and hangs on the 5 and just hangs there. It like almost like this suspension of like, and then when the band comes in, it pulls you down. And the way that makes me feel, it makes me feel that way I never get used to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes that you get used to production stuff and like, oh, this is a cool part, but I'm used to it. I never get used to it.
Yeah.
And it's this guy, right?
Yeah. It's so good.
So good.
And quick aside on that, if you're a church, like you're a worship and especially sound team, but media team, the best thing that happened to me was you guys being willing to come out and listen to because we were just capturing everything, and listen to how it sounded in the house, and coaching through. This was actually what we meant for this. So I remember specifically that one, I'd never had that drop hot enough in the house, and it was like our last rehearsal, and you're like, bro, that drop needs to be like so strong. I'm like, okay, cool. So I do it, and it just creates that tension, that feeling that there's no other way to create the unity without that kind of explanation and teamwork of together. So like just work together, because it made me so much better at my job than I actually am. And that's why that night sounded so good.
Just while you're saying this, like that just really speaks to, if I can for a second, like the teamwork between worship and media at this church is something that I've never experienced before. We could not do what we do without you guys. And you just saying that right there is like, that's what's so beautiful about what's going on at Covenant. We legitimately could not do what we do without y'all. And I personally have never worked with a front of house guy that is so open and receptive to feedback and thoughts. And I feel totally comfortable telling you how I feel about things. And that's not always the case with front of house guys.
It should be, though. You just want it to sound good.
Yeah, we're on the same team.
We're on the same team.
Yeah. And so I want to take this moment to thank our media and creative staff. You guys are the best.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Okay.
It also sounded like the THX. Remember that back in the 90s, that drop?
I do. I do.
So good.
Don't sue us, THX, if you're still a company.